They tend to be in out-of-the-way places like this, but there have been dozens and dozens of people in West Kelowna living rough. But they're starting to take care of the problem and get the numbers way down.
We're striving towards achieving functional zero in the number of people who are experiencing homelessness in West Kelowna, which means that you'd have less than 3 people at any given time for over 3 months sleeping rough or outside. So we've achieved less than 3 for short periods of time, but we haven't achieved it ongoing for over 3 months, so that's what we're working on.
Turning Point's credits the success partly on this. At their newly established temporary shelter, they're not going and recruiting people to move in. In fact, they're discouraging it.
What the concept is that shelters should be the absolute last resort, and actually staying in shelter creates harm and actually entrenches people in homelessness. So what we do is we meet with people in like a 2-hour interview prior to even accepting them into shelter, and we try to come up with any other solution that's viable other than shelter. So if they have anywhere else they can stay, even for a short period of time, we help them connect with that other resource, and then we support them in creating a long-term plan. And that turns off the tap, so to speak. So it prevents people from entering into homelessness, and that's a really, really big piece. And the other piece that we do is we do something called homelessness prevention through our in-home support program, where we support people once they get into housing. So again, our outreach team continues to support people once they're in housing to help them retain housing and prevent them from cycling back into homelessness. So those have been some of our strategies that we've been using that have been really working.
So try to put it in perspective for us. What would have been the most people sleeping rough in West Kelowna at the worst times?
Yeah, so when we started over there about 2 years ago, there were approximately 40 people sleeping outside. And about 40 people staying in the shelter over there. So there was about 80 people experiencing homelessness altogether. Now we're down, anywhere from about 2 to 6 people on any given night outside. And we have had as low as 14 people in the shelter. So it's been really great.
Zero can really be a target.
Absolutely. I believe that really strongly, and I'm really excited too. We've been involved a little bit with the Journey Home over here in Kelowna, having some conversations about implementing shelter diversion over here in Kelowna, which would be really cool because, of course, we see a lot more people experiencing homelessness in Kelowna. Kelowna is a bigger city. There's all sorts of things that they're facing here, so we're really excited.
There's things Kelowna could learn from West Kelowna?
Absolutely. And they're so open to it, and they've got the Journey Home, which has done an incredible amount of work with bringing the community together. There's a lot more service providers over here in Kelowna, so that collaboration piece, and it's really exciting. So yeah.
Thank you so much for your time, and thanks for all the work you're doing.
Thank you so much.